Hello, beautiful souls. Oh, hello. The channel today chose a background of tulips and cherry blossoms to be in this video. And we know that's how it is for us to connect with you. It's like spring. For those of you listening, just imagine a beautiful, idyllic day in the sun with a wafty breeze. Everything is going right. That's how it feels the moment we make connection with you. So thank you for your graciousness. Thank you for your beautiful being that we get to enjoy. And as they say, dance among the tulips. Today, we're going to speak about your abilities manifesting. Yes, they're here and they're available now. Many people who seek individual sessions with the channel Peter say, what are my abilities? And the answer, of course, is what do you want them to be? There's nothing special that has been meted out to you. Now, there's certain things you resonate with because of your experiences of your life and your past lives. And those are the ones you should pursue. But we're here to tell you your abilities are whatever you want, they're all yours. And this is the journey of becoming. It's just that some of us develop some abilities before others because of our individual desire. So stop the comparison game and look with wonder at what is around you. And then you can have that which you desire because you've done the work. We're past the threshold now where that is available to you. You see, the channel Peter seeks out information from other channeled sources because he has a relationship with us that he doesn't really want to be told what to do. He doesn't just want to be a mouthpiece or a translator or a communicator for another entity or group of entities. Now, many people choose this, and this is perfectly wonderful. And most of those who choose it have an affinity. There's a connection that goes past this life into their soul group, and that's why they are beautiful channels for those entities. The channel Peter doesn't choose to go that route for the primary reason of he wants to find what his source is. And we're encouraging you to find what your source is, what your true nature, your authenticity is. For many centuries on this planet, there were paths, the way of, the church of, the teachings of, the get your degrees and go to school from. And everybody played that game to get their significance. But really, there wasn't a lot of room for you to be you. There was only room for you to fit in. Now, if you want to become a corporate raider and make billions of dollars, you can do that and you can fit in nicely and get all those accolades, but it's still somebody else's system. Channel Peter rebels against that. Part of that was how he grew up in this life. But a larger part of that was many of the past lives he spent walking those paths. And that set him up nicely for him to make the choice now to teach how you are sovereign and you can choose what your path is going to be, what makes you happy. And when you feel complete, you can go on a different path. There's nothing you owe. Your presence is the giving, and that is the admission fee. You don't need to continue to pay because you made a vow. You see this expressed in so many ways. Oh, I made a soul contract before I came here. That's just old thinking. No, you set up events and propensities to take place because you thought they would help in your learning, but it's not your contract. Any of the channels who tell you that, or people tell you that, they're still thinking in an old system. It keeps you bound into, oh, this is how it's got to be because this is all that is. No, no, no. You're the cutting edge of creation. You are the one who expands the universe by your free will choices. So we just say to you, choose what makes you happy. Now, we want to get into that more, but let's tell you how the channel brought this topic up. He was reading the work of Daniel Scranton, who channels Arcturians, among other beautiful entities. And he's inspired by the Arcturians. He has a connection with them, so he reads it. He doesn't wish to channel them publicly, but he speaks to them all the time. And the Arcturian Council recently put out that over the past months and years, there's been a series of upgrades given to people's heart chakras. Universally, everybody on the planet has received these. And so now it is entirely possible to remove all the blockages around your heart. And it is entirely possible to use that expanded heart space and create connection to source that comes from when you clear your heart space to bring in whatever abilities you choose. There's no blockages anymore in the unconscious systems that regulate what you call your life or your body. The blockages are still there because of the energetics you've held in your lifetime. But the things holding them fixed are not there, which means you can clear them very, very quickly. That's exciting news because we always tell you clear, clear, clear. And now we're telling you clear. It's easy. It's easy. It's easy. You just spend some time with it. You allow it. You express it fully and it's gone. And it's going to be so much easier than it's been. Those of you who've given many, many efforts over time, I've tried this so many times and it don't work. We can tell you it will start working. The channel himself has gone through this. He's going through a big clearing process now. He's been at it for several weeks and it's just been unfolding and unfolding and unfolding because he can't get it all in one piece. Because when he checked in with us about it, we told him, oh yeah, it involves imprints from 14 different lifetimes. And it's going to be a piece of allowing a lot to come together in ways you don't expect because you built all kinds of combinations around it. That's what we've told him. He's overwhelmed by this. And he had what is called a firewall, a program in place to prevent him from eliminating programs. And once he understood that, he welcomed it. Said, okay, firewall, what do you want? As soon as he connected with it and said, okay, firewall, I hear you, I see you, what do you want? It started to evaporate. Now, his clearing has not completed yet, but he knows it will. And he knows he's very, very close to finishing it. So he's been on the plan. One of the teachers of his, Bhagavan, taught him a long time ago. If you move your charges 10 minutes a day, you'll thrive. If you move them 20 minutes a day, you'll transform. So he's been on the 20 minutes a day plan. First few days was an hour or so because it was big stuff, big, heavy stuff. And then his support showed up. People he needed to see who he had past life connections with were popping up in his life. And he had the courage to speak to them about what was going on in their mutual pasts. It was very scary for him. But once he owned that up, things eased up in a beautiful way for him. And to his surprise, everybody he shared that with received him because it was authentic. It was no longer the games we play to hide who we are. So his clearing is coming along nicely. And of course, his skills are getting even stronger. But we want to tell you that this is in place for you. It's in place for you. So what do you want? Do you wish to talk to your sacred higher self? Well, we're giving you a model of how that works, of how you can be authentically you and be your own channel directly to source and what you call your higher self or your soul or whatever you wish to call it. It's even the oneness field, some people call it. Now, we asked Peter to produce a audio on this, and there will be a link where you downloaded this. There will be a link to that audio, that video on how to do this. So if you want some practical steps and you're ready to start speaking to your sacred higher self, he will present that to you. It's available. But don't stop there. I mean, what is it you want to do? The channel used to go to the Ramtha School of Enlightenment. It was a beautiful place. It's difficult, but beautiful. And they would make people do all these practices to try to learn them. And they were really incredible practices, like take a deck of cards and shuffle it, and then manifest the card that turns up 52 times in a row. Call it out before you turn it up 52 times in a row. And he watched people do it 48 or 50 times in a row. I'm like, whoa. He did not develop that ability yet, but he saw it. He saw a big field the size of 2 football fields with a picket fence around the edge. And you draw a symbol on a 5x8 card, put it in a plastic baggie, and pass it off. So before you got to the field, you passed your card 5 or 10 times. So you have no idea whose card you had. And you would take a big paper clip and clip it to the fence face down so you couldn't see any of this. Then get in the field and spin till you were dizzy, and then walk to your card. He struggled with that one time after time after time, eventually found it. And it was easy because when he found it, it was just a matter he walked by and his hand reached out and boom, there it was. Talk about allowing. But none of those excited him. What excited him was the archery. And he had to go to the school many, many times before they brought the archery out. He kept watching it. Oh, I want that. I want that. And they shot blindfolded archery at 50 yards. Not 6 feet, not 5 feet. 50 yards. And he would shoot a set of 10 arrows. And he would always have a wealth of these, 3, 5, 7, strike the target. And almost always out of a set of 10, he would be in the inner circle, the bullseye, as it is called. And he's like, whoa. This was transformative to him, because if he could stick a target blindfolded at 50 yards, he knew he could do anything. Now, he was attracted to that, and so he developed skills easily. We're asking you, what are you attracted to? Ask for it now. If it doesn't come right away, pray the second prayer. Why am I not receiving this? And you'll be shown the blockages that are yet to clear. Just clear them. It's super easy now. The energy is right for that. So ask for the skills. Do you want to talk to your sacred higher self? Do you want to talk to an ET? Do you want to talk to an angel? Do you want to have precognition? Of course, you get into timelines with all that, and you realize that precognition is not linear. It's a field of probability based on what timelines are presenting themselves and available. But that's a whole nother talk. Do you want that? Do you want to be in flow of abundance as your skill or your ability? And again, it's not just one skill or ability. It's all of them available to you. Bilocate. Download the Akashic records. Have instant knowledge from source. This is all available to you starting now. Some of you are doing this. The channel does many of these things. And now it's time for you to embrace it, because that is the reward. And it's not like you've been a good person, so you get your cookie after your meal. It is exactly like that. But it's also, more importantly, that you are moving into the flow. You have done the effort and the work to move yourself from where you were to where you allow, i.e., dance among the flowers. So you get the joy of dancing among the flowers. And what does that look like? Flowers come to you. They're pretty. You see them all the time. Yes. Yes. So what makes you happy? Those will be your choices. Start to invite them in. Play with them. It's kind of interesting because we're letting go of the old world, bringing in the new age, the golden age. And it's difficult. Peter sees this all the time. People he works with, even family members, they're starting to get that a whole lifetime of teaching and learning got them stuck. So, how do they get unstuck? Well, they have to accept that maybe the teaching and the learnings aren't really where it's at. Because, of course, that's all been controlled. And there's plenty of information is out there for you to learn about that if you choose to. Bottom line is it authentic for you? And then have you built your mind around it so that your self-esteem, your self-worth is, oh, look at me, I've done all these things so correctly because this is what the rules are. Codes of honor. And you see it in all fields: military, politics, education, health, religion, all of it. This is the correct code of honor. In reality, it's just you in source. One of the beautiful teachings that Peter learned and would like to share to you: it's okay to lie. Totally okay to lie. Lie to anybody you want to. Never lie to yourself or God. Never. Be authentic with yourself and God. And if you're authentic with yourself and God, all your external interactions will sort themselves out, because you'll know when you're in alignment, and you'll know when what you speak is serving you in the moment. That's what it is. So you have to get rid of the code. Now, getting rid of the code is really hard because it means putting your mind aside. What? Yeah. At a certain point, you have to decide, I am not my conscious, or excuse me, I am not my mind. I am my consciousness. Yeah, that's what it takes. And that's a big place of power and courage. And we encourage you to get there. And when you do, you'll claim your significance. There's nothing wrong with how you do this. The channel has chosen to do sharing his evolution, basically through his higher self. But his stamp is all over it because he enjoys that significance. And you're going to enjoy the significance because you're not small. You are as big as the universe. You are made of God's stuff, which means you are an aspect of God. Claim it, act like it, shine, be bright and shiny. And a lot of that is we've been taught not to. And a lot of that is suppressed emotions because we've been beaten by others who are afraid of our power because it takes away their control and their money and their power. So, yeah, when you come into this is going to be your awakening. It's a spiritual awakening, of course. We've spoken of that many times. Your mind slows down. You complete experiences. When you complete an emotional experience without your mind interrupting it and telling you what to think, then you're in a space of flow. You're in connection to source. Source then has access to that information and it grows. But you also grow because you have that connection to source established and open by being authentic. So that means a lot of the teachings, they're beautiful and they're wonderful and they're useful. But if you're running your life by this book says, or this is the code, well, that's your life. And you know how it's going for you. But by now you're starting to see that there's the desire for more. And that's what we're trying to tell you. It's so available to you now. Claim it, own it, ask for it. And in the process of doing that, you'll be moving through all your blockages. And then you'll start to have fun. What abilities do you want? It's time to ask for them. It's time to receive them. You are so blessed. We love you because we're able to make this connection with you. Thank you. Thank you for letting us connect. And thank you for letting us put Peter on display. He loves it. It satisfies his significance, his craving for significance. But we don't do that to say, oh, look at him, he's cool. He wants that, of course, but that's not why we're doing that. We're doing that because we want you to step into your significance and say, hey, Ma, look at me. I have abilities. I have skills. I am sovereign. I am my own authority. And I know that everything I do is within the grace and purview of the divine because I am connected to the divine. And when things fall out, when they fill out, when they're finished, you're only going to be left with one option: love and service, because that's your authentic self. As much as the channel Peter gets to brag and like the fact that he's bragging and makes videos and he looks at them and he gets all full of Adonis adoration. Oh, I'm looking at myself. I guess the guy in the lake, the Greek narcissist, he gets to do all that and he loves it. But that's not a problem because he's doing service with his love of self. Anything fully expressed turns to bliss. Any desire pursued and fulfilled is then replaced with service because that's all that's left. Desire what you want. A better world, a better planet. Those are great things, but start at home. The new TV, the car, some clothes. It's all good. There's no wrong to it anymore. None of the rules apply. Does it satisfy you in the moment? Because once you fully let yourself be satisfied in the moment, regardless of, oh, this is not right, or whatever the rules are that are running in your head, once you let yourself fully satisfy in the moment, you will be complete. And when the experience is completed, you grow, you expand, you're in the bliss field, and there's nothing left for you but more growth in service. So we're not telling you to do service because a lot of people hate that. It's like, oh, I got to do work. I hate cleaning my own house. Why should I go clean somebody else's house? You know, if you want to go on the mind game because it's moral and righteous and I'm a good person and it fills my hole because I've got shame and self-worth issues, and by acting this way on the outside, I can not address those. I mean, if you want to do that, fine. But at a certain point, you're going to go inside and address those blockages, those shame and self-worth issues. And then you'll have a beautiful house that you keep clean. And that makes the neighborhood cleaner. And that helps everybody. And then when you want to, you go ahead and help somebody else clean their house. Because it's an act of joy then. It's not an act of compulsion or duty. Well, we hope you've enjoyed this, because we have. Thank you. Peter's feeling it and we're feeling it. We are so blessed. We are more aware of that because we stay in the connection to source. He just continually notices, things are going my way, even when they don't seem that way. He notices, oh, I am so blessed. And so are you. Hi, I'm Peter D. Thank you so much for viewing this video. It's such a fulfilling feeling to know that my work is being received. If you'd like to help more people on their journey to ascension, you can do that by liking this video and subscribing to this channel. It'll allow the YouTube algorithm to place these messages in front of more people who are ready to expand and grow. I'm so grateful to be with you. I'm so grateful that you're here and that we all get to do this magnificent journey together. Many blessings to you.